The fluorescent lights above the ICU nurses' station burned into my retinas. I had been awake for 36 hours straight. There was dried vomit on my left shoe from when Mr. Patterson in bed 7 coded at 3 a.m. The smell of hand sanitizer was so deep in my nostrils I could taste it. My phone buzzed. A text from my sister-in-law, Rebecca. We need to talk about Grandma Rose's things. Come to your place when you get off. I'm already here with Marcus. I just stared at the screen. I had been holding the hand of a 19-year-old girl while she died. I had called her mother. I had watched the mother collapse in the hallway. And now Rebecca wanted to talk about things. I texted back one word. Okay. I drove home in silence. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel, but not from the shift. From something else. Something I couldn't name yet. When I pulled into my driveway, Rebecca's white Mercedes was parked where I usually park. I had to park on the street. Marcus, my husband, was standing on the porch with her. They both looked too clean, too fresh. I was still wearing scrubs with someone else's blood on the hem. Rebecca smiled when she saw me. The kind of smile that doesn't reach the eyes. Hey, Emma. Long shift? I walked past her, unlocked my door. They followed me inside. Sit down, Rebecca said, like it was her house. We need to discuss the estate. I didn't sit. I stood there, still holding my keys, still smelling like death and disinfectant. Grandma Rose left everything kind of messy, Rebecca continued. She had a folder. She actually brought a folder. The jewelry collection needs to be liquidated. It's not fair for you to keep it all when Marcus and I could really use our share. Marcus said nothing. He just stood there, looking at his phone. The appraiser said it's worth around $127,000, Rebecca said. We think you should sell it and split it 3 ways. You, us, and your brother Tyler. Fair is fair. I had been awake for 36 hours. I had watched people die. I had held their hands. And now Rebecca was in my living room, talking about fair. How much do you want? I asked. Her eyes lit up. She thought I was agreeing. Well, if we split 3 ways, that's about $42,000 each. But honestly, Marcus and I have been struggling. His business needs capital. We were thinking maybe you could take $30,000 and we could take $50,000. You know, since you have the nursing salary and we have expenses. I looked at Marcus, my husband, the man I had married 3 years ago. He was still looking at his phone. Did you know about this? I asked him. He looked up, shrugged. Babe, it makes sense. It's just jewelry sitting in a box. We could use the money. We, I repeated. Yeah, we, you and me. Don't you want to take that trip to Italy you keep talking about? I had never mentioned Italy. That was his ex-girlfriend who wanted to go to Italy. I knew because I had seen her Instagram posts before she blocked me. I looked at Rebecca, at Marcus, at the folder on my coffee table. Understood, I said. Rebecca blinked. So you'll do it? I said, I understand. Is that a yes? I need to shower, I said. I have someone else's vomit on my shoe. Rebecca's face pinched. That's disgusting, Emma. You shouldn't come home like that. I walked to the bathroom. I shut the door. I turned on the shower and sat on the toilet lid, still in my scrubs, and stared at the wall. When I was 7 years old, Grandma Rose taught me how to polish silver. We would sit at her dining room table, just the 2 of us, and she would let me hold each piece. The Victorian brooch with the tiny seed pearls, the Art Deco bracelet that had belonged to her mother, the cameo ring that made my fingers look like a princess. These tell stories, she would say. This bracelet saw the Great Depression. This ring survived a war. They're not just pretty things, Emma. They're proof that beauty survives. Grandma Rose died 6 weeks ago. Heart attack. Sudden. 1 minute she was watering her orchids. The next minute she was gone. I was the one who found her. I had stopped by after a shift, like I always did. She was on the kitchen floor, still holding the watering can. I did CPR. I knew it was too late, but I did it anyway. I did it until the paramedics pulled me off. I did it until my hands went numb. At the funeral, Rebecca cried loud. Marcus held her. Tyler, my little brother, stood in the back and said nothing. I stood by the casket and thought about silver polish and seed pearls. Grandma Rose's lawyer, Mr. Chen, had called me 2 days after the funeral. Emma, I need you to come to my office. Your grandmother left very specific instructions. I went. Mr. Chen had a folder too, but his folder was different. It had my name on it. Only my name. Your grandmother updated her will 3 months before she passed, Mr. Chen said. She was very clear about her wishes. The jewelry collection goes to you and you alone. She also left you this. He handed me a USB drive. She recorded a video. She wanted you to watch it with any family members who contested the will. I watched the video alone that night. Grandma Rose, sitting in her living room, looking directly at the camera. Emma, baby, if you're watching this, it means I'm gone. And it probably means someone is trying to take what I left you. I want you to know something. That jewelry collection isn't just jewelry, it's your inheritance. It's your security. It's your way out if you ever need one. I saw how Marcus looks at you. I saw how Rebecca counts my things when she thinks I'm not watching. I'm old, baby, but I'm not blind. You keep those pieces. You don't sell a single one unless you need to. Not for anyone else. Not for a husband who checks his phone when you're talking. Not for a sister-in-law who wears designer shoes but asks to borrow money for groceries. You hear me? These are yours. I worked my whole life to keep these safe. I kept them through the Depression when we had nothing to eat. I kept them when your grandfather lost his job and we almost lost the house. I kept them when your mother got sick and the hospital bills piled up. I kept them for you, so you keep them too. She leaned closer to the camera. And if anyone gives you trouble, you tell them Rose Harris didn't raise a fool. You show them this video, and you tell them that sometimes love means saying no. I watched that video 5 times that first night. I cried through all 5. Now, standing in my bathroom, still smelling like the ICU, I thought about what to do. I could give Rebecca the money. It would be easier. Marcus would be happy. We could take that trip to Italy, even though I knew the money would go to his failed drop-shipping business and Rebecca's Botox appointments. Or I could do what Grandma Rose told me to do. I showered, changed into clean clothes, walked back out to the living room. Rebecca was on my couch, on her phone. Marcus was in the kitchen, eating my food. So, Rebecca said, looking up. We good? No, I said. Her smile froze. What? I'm not selling the jewelry. Marcus came out of the kitchen, holding my leftover Chinese food. Babe, we talked about this. You talked, I said. I said understood. I didn't say yes. Rebecca stood up. Emma, don't be selfish. That jewelry is family property. It's my property. Grandma Rose left it to me in her will. Wills can be contested, Rebecca said. Her voice changed, got sharper, especially when someone takes advantage of an elderly woman. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Her designer purse, her fresh manicure, her hair that cost more than my car payment. Are you suggesting I manipulated my grandmother? I'm saying it's suspicious that she changed her will right before she died. I'm saying that you were alone with her a lot. I'm saying that a court might be interested in reviewing the circumstances. Marcus said nothing. He was still eating my lo mein. I walked to my bedroom, came back with my laptop, opened it, turned it toward Rebecca. Grandma Rose made a video, I said. 3 months before she died, she was very clear about her wishes. Would you like to watch it? Rebecca's face went white, then red, then white again. That doesn't mean anything, she said. Videos can be edited. Mr. Chen has the original, time-stamped, notarized, with a full mental competency evaluation dated the same day. Grandma Rose thought someone might try this. The room went very quiet. Marcus put down the lo mein. Babe, maybe we should just drop this. No, Rebecca said. No, this is ridiculous. Emma, you're being unreasonable. We're family. Families share. You're not my family, I said. You're my husband's sister. And Grandma Rose wasn't your grandmother. She was mine. Those pieces are mine. And I'm keeping them. Fine, Rebecca said. She grabbed her purse. Fine. But don't come crying to us when you need help. Don't expect us at Thanksgiving. Don't expect us to be there for you when your little nursing career falls apart. She slammed my door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. Marcus stood there, looking at me. Did you have to do that? Yes, I said. She's my sister. And I'm your wife. This is going to make things weird. Things were already weird, Marcus. I just didn't want to see it. He left. Didn't slam the door. Just walked out quietly, like he was embarrassed to be there. I sat on my couch, alone, still smelling faintly of hand sanitizer, and I cried. Not because I was sad, because I was exhausted, because I had been holding it together for 36 hours, and now I could finally break. The next morning, Rebecca texted me, "You haven't heard the last of this." 2 days later, I got a letter from a lawyer, Rebecca's lawyer, contesting the will, claiming undue influence, claiming Grandma Rose wasn't of sound mind, claiming I had isolated her from the family. I called Mr. Chen. "I was expecting this," he said. "Your grandmother was expecting this too. She left very detailed documentation. Every visit, every conversation, every gift. She kept a journal, Emma. She documented everything." "Why?" I asked. "Because she knew what her family was like, and she wanted to protect you." The case went to court. Rebecca showed up with her lawyer, wearing all black like she was in mourning. Marcus came with her. He sat on her side of the courtroom, not mine. Tyler showed up too. My little brother, 23 years old, working 2 jobs to pay off student loans. He sat on my side. "For the record," he whispered, "Rebecca's always been awful, and Marcus is an idiot." Mr. Chen presented the will, the video, the journal, the mental competency evaluation, the notarized statements from Grandma Rose's doctor, her pastor, her book club friends, all of them saying the same thing. Rose Harris was sharp as a tack until the day she died. She knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted Emma to have the jewelry. Only Emma. Rebecca's lawyer tried. He really did. He brought up the fact that I was with Grandma Rose when she died. He suggested it was suspicious. He suggested I might have prevented her from calling for help. Mr. Chen stood up. "Your Honor, Emma Turner is an ICU nurse. She performed CPR on her grandmother for 20 minutes until paramedics arrived. The paramedics' report states that Mrs. Harris was likely deceased before Emma arrived, and that Emma's actions were textbook protocol. To suggest that a healthcare professional would allow her grandmother to die is not only insulting, it's slanderous." The judge agreed, dismissed the case, ordered Rebecca to pay court costs. Rebecca screamed. Actually screamed in the courtroom. Security had to escort her out. Marcus followed her. Didn't look at me. Just left. Tyler bought me coffee afterward. "So," he said, "are you going to sell the jewelry?" "No," I said. "Good. Grandma Rose would haunt us all if you did." We laughed. It felt good to laugh. I went home that night. Marcus's things were gone. Half the closet empty. His toothbrush gone from the bathroom. A note on the kitchen counter. "I can't do this anymore. You chose jewelry over family. Don't call me." I read the note 3 times. Then I threw it away. I didn't choose jewelry over family. I chose myself. I chose boundaries. I chose to honor the woman who raised me when my mom was too sick to do it herself. I chose to keep the things that meant something, instead of selling them to fund someone else's dream. Rebecca tried calling me. Blocked. Rebecca's friends tried messaging me on Facebook. Blocked. Marcus's mom called to tell me I was breaking her son's heart. I told her Marcus broke his own heart when he chose his sister over his wife. Tyler came over the next weekend. We ordered pizza. We sat on my couch, and I showed him the jewelry collection, piece by piece. The Victorian brooch, the Art Deco bracelet, the cameo ring, the pearl necklace Grandma Rose wore at her wedding, the sapphire earrings she bought herself when she got her first paycheck after Grandpa died. "These aren't just things," I told Tyler. "They're proof." Proof of what? That beauty survives. That love survives. That we survive. Tyler held the cameo ring up to the light. "Are you ever going to wear these?" "Maybe," I said. "Or maybe I'll just keep them. Keep them safe, like Grandma Rose did. And when I have a daughter someday, I'll teach her how to polish silver. And I'll tell her about the woman who kept these safe through depressions and wars and losses. I'll tell her that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is say no." 3 months later, the divorce papers came. Marcus wanted half the house, half my retirement account, half of everything. His lawyer mentioned the jewelry collection in the filing. Asset acquired during marriage through inheritance, value approximately $127,000. My lawyer laughed when she read it. "Inheritance is separate property in this state," she said. "He has no claim to it. None at all. Marcus got nothing. Well, he got his half of the furniture we bought together and his car and his student loan debt, but he didn't get my house. He didn't get my retirement. And he sure as hell didn't get Grandma Rose's jewelry. Rebecca sent me a message through a mutual friend. Tell Emma she won. Happy? I sent back one word. Yes, because I was. I was happy. Maybe not the kind of happy that comes from fancy vacations or designer purses or marriages that look good on Instagram, but the kind of happy that comes from knowing you stood your ground. The kind of happy that comes from honoring someone who loved you. The kind of happy that comes from keeping something beautiful safe. I still work at the ICU. I still come home smelling like hand sanitizer. I still have 36-hour shifts that leave me too tired to think. But now when I come home to my own space, my own quiet, my own choices. Sometimes I take out the jewelry. I polish each piece, the way Grandma Rose taught me. I hold the Victorian brooch with the seed pearls, and I think about the hands that held it before mine. My great-great-grandmother during the Depression. My great-grandmother during the war. My grandmother through everything. And I think about what Grandma Rose said in that video. Sometimes love means saying no. She was right. Sometimes love means drawing a line. Sometimes love means choosing yourself. Sometimes love means keeping something safe instead of selling it to make other people happy. The jewelry sits in my closet now, in the safe Grandma Rose gave me. Worth $127,000. Worth more than that, really. Worth every no I've ever said. Worth every boundary I've ever drawn. Worth every person who walked away when I refused to make myself smaller. Tyler jokes that I should wear the pieces, take them out, show them off, but I don't need to. I know they're there. I know what they mean. I know that somewhere, somehow, Grandma Rose is smiling. Because I kept them safe. Just like she asked. Just like she knew I would. The quiet is mine. The choice is mine. The jewelry is mine. And I didn't flinch.